A major component of the Trump administration is cracking down on the MS-13 gang. They're known as one of the most violent criminal gangs in the world, and we've seen several arrests here in the desert Southwest. 13 on your side's Blake Keller reports the United States Border Patrol is doing its part in the fight against MS-13.
It is the policy of this administration to dismantle, decimate, and eradicate MS-13. We're going to destroy the vile criminal cartel MS-13 and many other gangs.
Arresting undocumented immigrants and dangerous gangs has been a major strategy for the Trump administration. President Donald Trump sending out this strong message against MS-13, otherwise known as Mara Salvatrucha, last summer. And again, during his State of the Union address, Mr. Trump shared stories of 2 teens killed by MS-13 gang members.
These 2 precious girls were brutally murdered while walking together in their hometown. 6 members of the savage MS-13 gang have been charged with Kayla and Nisa's murders.
Stepped-up efforts to eliminate MS-13 are happening nationwide, including Operation Raging Bull that rounded up over 200 MS-13 gang members last November. But gang members are trying to get back into the United States, including here in the desert Southwest. Border Patrol has made several MS-13 arrests along the U.S.-Mexico border over the last several months. Records show they all have criminal backgrounds that include, but are not limited to, robbery, felony assault, and false claims to U.S. citizenship. Meet Joe Preciado, who's worked with the United States Border Patrol for 25 years and knows MS-13 all too well.
We started seeing a lot more gang members coming through the border here in Yuma, Arizona.
Preciado says the increase started back in 2005. After receiving requests to work alongside the FBI to teach gang culture, Preciado left the country to learn more about these criminal groups.
I was able to work down in San Salvador with the U.S. Border Patrol at that time, and there what we would do is basically train officers from the Caribbean, from Central America and Latin American countries on what was coming back to their country by way of deportation.
Deported criminals would recruit new members as young as elementary school children.
So a lot of these kids that really don't have a chance fall into this pit of being a gang member. And, you know, these folks really are trying to keep these kids out of that type of a lifestyle.
And Preciado also saw what they're capable of.
Extortion, strong-arm robberies, the rapes, the prostitution for gain. All this stuff is being done here in the United States by other gang members. They're just learning as they're here and they're taking it back.
Having that first-hand experience, Preciado came back to the desert Southwest and now teaches Yuma Sector Border Patrol on the appropriate skills to have when handling a gang member.
You know, all these things, all these tools that you're able to have during the interview process is going to help you and make you that much better agent.
The tools include how to identify an MS-13 gang member. The biggest identifier, their tattoos.
After they earn that MS, then you see the pitchforks, basically. And the name of the pitchforks is called La Garra. And that is something that we teach the agents to look for. Because if you come across a guy tatted on his back, MS-13, with a big garra, you know you're working with somebody that has some kind of influence in the gang.
Preciado says that MS-13 gang members aren't staying in the desert. Our border is just an avenue they're trying to pass through.
But they're just trying to get back to L.A.
And with a strong message from D.C., Preciado says Yuma Border Patrol is doing its part.
They're being very proactive on having these agents being educated on gang members.
That'll help in their efforts in taking down MS-13. Reporting in Yuma, Blake Keller, 13 on your side.